Today I'm going to show you a fun activity that you can do with your younger students with any of the many different types of robots that will follow a colored line on a paper. This activity is designed specifically for kindergarten. You might want to consider doing this as a small group activity though, because some of them are a little fragile and you'll want to supervise them as they work with them. And also the activity is going to require fine motor skills that are more challenging for some of your younger students. But I'll give you a couple of tips that can help you with that. So what you can do is you can take construction paper and you can cut a thin little strip like this that the kids can then glue down onto the paper instead of drawing like I've done here. So you can cut those with a paper cutter and then the kids can snip them into little sections and then they can use a glue stick to glue them down like this. So this activity is based on the second U.S. history standard for social studies for Georgia, which is to recognize American symbols. Just print out a black and white copy of the coloring page, and then the students will draw the marker path that the robot is going to follow. And so the idea is they color red for all of the red stripes, and then when they run their little robot along the path, his little light is going to blink red every time he crosses a red line. So if they just draw a pattern that essentially goes down and stops, they can count the number of times the red light comes on. So now it's time to add some depth to this activity. So you might want to find a good book that explains about the flag that you can do as a read aloud or as a small group activity. Or you might have some kid-friendly websites that are appropriate for this age to learn about the flag. And once they've got their flag fact, they can incorporate this into using the robot as well. So what they do is they use the coding sheets that come with whatever type of robot you're using that tell the robot to do certain activities. And what they can do is, as the robot pauses to do these activities, they can give their flag fact. So perhaps this will be flag fact 1. And when the robot gets here, he's going to do whatever the code tells him to do while the students tell you what flag fact is. So for example, they might come here, and when he stops and does his little tornado, they're going to explain whatever fact it is they've chosen. Now here he's going to slow down super slow, and they'll choose another fact from their research. So perhaps when he gets to the blue field, and they're going to make mistakes just like mine will. You have to be ready for that in a STEM lesson. When they get to the blue field, maybe when he stops here, they'll explain, how many stars there are, or why there are that many stars, or why the field is blue. And I also know that some of your students are really, especially in the kindergarten age group, going to have trouble color coding these. And so I've created this little practice sheet in Word. I just used draw line, insert shapes, and insert curve. And I made them 12.5 was the thickness that I used, which seems to be about right. And then I just made the boxes match. But I'll provide this in our community. So if you want to join the social studies community, then you can get this sheet for free. And then your kiddos can just color in the boxes and cut this out and glue them down. Thanks so much for watching.